सिटी ऑफ ब्रैम्पटन ने ਅੱਜ ਅਪਡੇਟ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ RRL ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਇਲਟ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਸੀਗਾ ਕੁਝ ਵਾਰਡਸ 'ਚ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਅੱਜ ਉਹਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਹੋਰ ਅਪਡੇਟ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਮੇਅਰ ਬ੍ਰਾਊਨ ਨੇ ਔਰ ਕਾਉਂਸਲਰ ਨੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਕੀ ਕਿਹਾ
RRL program, we continue to enhance this program and make sure that it works for the city of Brampton. And I'm pleased to announce two really exciting additions to this program today. Number one, for 2025, we are waiving the registration fee. So no registration fee for RRL. We had heard some criticism and it was, is this simply a revenue for the city? It's never been about revenue for the city. It's always been about safety. It breaks my heart when I get a call from the fire chief about a basement fire fatality. I don't want to get those calls. When Bill Boyce was our fire chief, too often I got calls about fatalities. And now our new fire chief, I don't want to get those calls from you. I want to make sure that we do everything we can in our city to keep secondary suites safe. The second addition to this program we're announcing today, and this comes from our city budget where we included this in the budget documents, is for everyone that registers this year, they're going to get a free smoke alarm. Smoke alarms can save lives. So not only are we waiving the fee, we're actually bringing in an enticement of a free smoke alarm. And so it would encourage those who have secondary suites that may not be compliant. Please know Brampton will not turn a blind eye. That not only will we come with significant fines and mandate compliance, but if you work with us, you have the benefit of no registration fee and a smoke alarm. To date, nearly 9,000 additional residential units have been registered and over 3,200 rental licenses have been issued. So that's really encouraging. There is thousands of residents saying we want to do the right thing. We want our rental unit to be compliant, but we want to grow on that. We know there are many, many more rental units that aren't registered, and we want to make sure they are. We will continue to do whatever we can to make sure that Brampton is a place where safe, high-quality housing is available to everyone.
With the RRL pilot program, our focus is on more than just compliance. It's about ensuring that homes across the city of Brampton meet critical health and safety standards. We hear you, our residents, and we are acting on your concerns. That's why we've made key investments in both enforcement and compliance, ensuring that every home meets the necessary standards to protect the community as a whole. In June of 2024, the city implemented a stabilization staffing model to enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of our enforcement efforts. This model involved hiring 38 additional bylaw enforcement officers and 2 support positions. And since then, we've expanded the city's enforcement team to ensure that we have the resources to address that matter the most. Enforcement and bylaw services is prioritizing new approaches to managing additional residential units and the RRL pilot program due to high community demand for urgent solutions. We've introduced proactive parking enforcement in high priority areas where 4 citywide loops have been created for parking infractions, hotspots. Our staff's data-driven model uses metrics that identify high complaint and repeat offender locations. We also know that property standards required further prioritization. As of now, time-sensitive requests for services such as responding to overgrown grass or ongoing construction will be identified as a priority 1 and will take precedence over other tasks on the officer's list. Repeat offenders will be escalated to enforcement immediately. Through these changes, we are building a more efficient enforcement approach, allowing us to address critical issues like parking violations, garbage management, and seasonal maintenance like overgrown grass and snow removal in a more timely manner. Today's announcement is a direct result of our feedback and marks another important step in ensuring Brampton remains safe and thriving community for all.
This announcement reflects our ongoing goal to improve the housing and safety across Brampton. The fee waiver for the RRL pilot program is an important step in streamlining the process. Landlords allowing them to meet our requirements and standards more easily. By ensuring the rental properties adhere to essential health and safety regulations, we improve neighborhoods by supporting community well-being and providing a safer place for families to live. Unsafe housing has a ripple effect beyond the tenants, and it directly impacts and influences the quality of life in the surrounding neighborhoods. Properties that fall short of meeting these basic standards, whether it's poor garbage management, neglect and upkeep of overgrowing or eroding the character of our communities. In 2024 alone, Enforcement and Bylaw Services conducted 835 proactive investigations in this pilot areas, issuing 188 penalty notices, equivalent to $121,000 in fines, and 493 educational and warning notices. This work is about changing behaviors and creating lasting compliance and accountability, ensuring that the property owners understand their responsibilities and our residents feel safe and supported. Brampton, as you all know, is growing fast, and with that growing comes responsibilities. We must ensure that our neighborhoods remain livable for everybody. This free waiver is just one step in our broader commitment to building a stronger and safer Brampton for all.
This RRL has really been about taking the safety of housing conditions seriously. There's been 835 proactive investigations. We also have had 142 RL blitzes where we've heard complaints about unsafe living conditions. And we've issued during this period 188 penalty notices. We've laid $121,000 in fines and also issued 101 educational warning notices. And so I know that a lot of residents were worried. They're concerned. We certainly heard it. The councillors have heard it. I've heard it in areas of the city where they felt the city was not taking seriously some of these slum landlords. And that's not the case. There's no city now being more aggressive in tackling slum landlords than we are in Brampton. That's why we set up this legal framework to be able to do just that. And, you know, it's actually great timing that we're having this update on RL because just over the last week, we had the largest snowfall in 25 years. And the areas where we had a real challenge in removing snow happen to be the areas where there's these rooming houses, where there's cars on the street and our snow plows can't get through. So it's not just about, you know, the myriad of problems we've raised about unsafe housing conditions. It affects city services too. It's why we're having such a concerted effort to clean this up and get it right. And for too long, it wasn't a focus, and it is now in the city of Brampton.